What's up, man? How y'all doing? What's up, YouTube? Oh, shucks. Words might be getting eaten. Hey, y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Live from Diddy. Diddy could walk free any moment now. Judge watch.
Very sorry.
Here we go.
Here I am.
Here we go, y'all. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Let's check this out.
Welcome to live from the Diddy trial. Sorry that I put it on without getting a microphone, but I wanted to catch if anybody from this family walks outside for you guys. Wow. Bombshell in the courtroom, guys. Crazy, crazy. Diddy could be walking out a free man within minutes. That is exactly why I wanted to start this live before I have myself set up. I'm very, very sorry. But here I am getting ready. Juan Carlos, what up? Says, yo, what up? Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Oh my gosh, I'm literally shaking here. Whoa. We just witnessed, there we go. You guys can still hear me, see me? Yes, what up, what up, what up, what up? And sorry, excuse me while I'm setting up, but I wanted to set up this camera. Could get let out today. I told you guys that his team was actively talking with Trump's team, actively talking with people, thinking that Diddy could get released today ahead of his sentencing. I'll break that down. But yesterday, there was a change in tone. There was a change in feeling. And for what some of you don't realize is that these are all human beings here. The judge goes through ups and downs. The judge goes through moods, people, lawyers, or whatever. The mood yesterday was, yo, somebody got some inside information. The judge is not going to make any sort of decisions tomorrow. You don't have to go. Just wait till we get the transcripts. There was nobody. Hold on, let me clean this.
Oh, man.
There was nobody yesterday. I was the only person out here. Nobody. There's a couple of line sitters. There was nobody. There's no cameras. This morning I get here, look at all the tents. That goes all, you can't see, but that goes all the way down the street. That's CNN's tent. That's ABC, NBC. All legacy media is out. There's not as many content creators as there was, sorry, like set up my thing. There's not as many content creators, or what they call us here is new media.
New media.
The lawyers might give an interview. I want to make sure I get that to you guys. So just stick with me, all right? I have nothing else to do for the rest of the day. I can stay on here as long as you guys want me to.
Man, I'm going to go halfway, man. This dude.
I might just throw this whole thing out right now because you guys made some great points. So I think he knows what he wants to do in his head, and he didn't want to let the cat out the bag. So I'm going to turn it over to you guys now. I'm going to go into the comment section, and you guys let me know, A, what do you think about the Mann Act? 80% of my viewers here, I'm going to ask you your opinion because you've been watching this whole thing live, but 1 second. This is what I want to answer. Should the United States government get rid of the Mann Act, something that was created to be a racist law?
Dude, my heart dropped. My heart dropped. Come on, man. My heart dropped. I got people checking out the video. I'm not going to sit here and watch you fumble through all this, man. Diddy could walk free. Could. Key word is could, man. You had me scared, dog. You had me. Oh, my God. Okay, we're going to act like we ain't see that, man. Big Ticket is saying it. Now, I trust Big Ticket. Diddy may get a new trial. Wait a minute, y'all. Let's see. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I'm getting scared. That's who I want to see, this dude right here. Good, good. Check this out.
All right, guys. So it is your boy Ticket. $45 donation. And he asked me. So I don't think Diddy is getting an acquittal by no stretch of the imagination.
Okay.
But I believe there's a big chance that Diddy could get a new trial. And that's the last thing, in my opinion, that Diddy's going to want on these Mann Act charges. Because, and I'm going to tell you why. Because if Diddy gets a new trial on the Mann Act charges, to me, that's going to motivate the government to hit Diddy with more superseding indictments.
Facts.
Along the way. And it's going to get them, in my opinion, to hammer him.
Hold up, Diddy. Hold up. Hold up, Ticket. Hold up, Ticket. I'm excited and I'm nervous, man. Hey, my man, Trent Out Loud, dude, you had me nervous for a minute with that clickbait stuff, cause he don't normally do clickbait, man. Woosah, woosah. Bullshit, 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 bullshit. All right. Let's go with what I had planned, man. Let's go with this, man. I wanted to see what my man got to say right here. this is a guy I think that is on Diddy's team, so to speak. Yeah. So,
is in general population at MDC Brooklyn.
Okay.
Puffy is not in protective custody.
Okay.
He is in a unit, I think it's called 4 South.
Okay.
They all wrote letters to the judge.
They all wrote letters, okay.
HVAC certification.
Okay.
Discipline. Business management.
Okay. He talking about
all of whom face unique and significant legal and personal challenges, often creates a highly stressful environment.
Okay. Okay. I got one more.
So everyone who wanted to participate had an opportunity to do so.
My stuff keep changing,
because
man.
There are no other educational courses offered at MDC. There are no other educational courses offered at MDC. Free Game with Diddy had a substantial impact on many fellow inmates. Despite many professional successes in Mr. Combs' life, he counts his Free Game course as one of the most impactful and important endeavors of his life. He hopes to continue with and expand and improve upon this curriculum in the future.
Oh, man.
His goal is to implement this program on a grander scale upon his release, with programming to extend.
Okay. He's talking about all the stuff that Diddy's doing to try to rehabilitate himself and all this stuff. I saw a new channel, man, and I was trying to, oh my God. Man, that's the only thing I don't like about YouTube. They don't have a good enough system for me to actually get to the stuff they doing, man. Okay, big ticket. Wait a minute.
Very sorry, but here I am getting ready.
Let me see what he talking about.
Stay there. Hold up.
Nobody has
action. You know, it will take a half an hour or an hour for everybody to kind of, get it to them, get it in the world.
There you go.
I would think then now some media would slowly come here. But
all right.
What's up, C?
My whole thing is on this video, I wanted to see what I guess the Diddy supporters, or who I'm looking for, I think that may be a Diddy supporter, live Diddy trial, ruling 29 hearing. Let's see what they got to say right here.
I'm good, bro.
Just got in from the hearing at the trial.
Nice.
We got in here. Ravens fan, shout out to you. Oh, where's my camera? My camera's off. There we go.
Okay.
There we go. Ravens fan, shout out to you. Mark Jag, what's up? Ilias.
Okay.
I'll send this out to y'all on my lunch break this evening after we get, hopefully, a decision on this Rule 29. Now, most of the stuff that was said today was already said in the letters. So there wasn't many new arguments, but I understand now why the judge was saying that he wanted to have a hearing.
There was not a lot of new arguments. There was not new information. Nothing's new. Everybody's reporting that. Nothing's new. Here we go.
You understand, because there was a lot of back and forth.
Okay.
It definitely was a lot of back and forth. So I got in slightly late, about 5 minutes behind. But I got in right in the beginning of when Alexandra Shapiro was starting. So it was really Alexandra Shapiro. She was the one speaking on behalf of the defense. Teddy Garagos was there. Brian Still was there. Agnifilo was. Everybody was. Puff's legal team was there for the most part. And then on the prosecution side, it was Slavic. Some British guy talks so much nonsense. You don't even know what he's talking about. Anyways, there were 3 major arguments, and these weren't arguments that were brought up during the trial. Okay. I want to make that clear, first of all, that these arguments, literally the judge, the prosecution stated that they should have brought this up during the trial, and they didn't bring it up during the trial. So they shouldn't be bringing it up now. That's what the prosecution literally said today. And the Alexandra Shapiro said we couldn't bring it up in the trial. And the reason why we couldn't bring up, for example, his amendment rights being violated is because we needed the acquittal so that we can show that, yeah, his amendments rights were violated. We needed him to be acquitted of those other serious charges. So you couldn't have made these arguments until you realized that he was acquitted of those things, okay? That the jury rejected those things. So let me just start right here. I said, that's the first thing I wrote. I wrote, could not make First Amendment argument before the acquittal. Now, the First Amendment argument, the first part of it is predicated around filming S acts. Okay, filming S acts. Now, here's the important thing to remember, guys.
Hold on. Yes. Guys, if you're just filing in, remember to hit that like button and to share this video with anybody who is, been waiting for the up.
Brought up a lot of the case law based on what they had submitted to the judge before this hearing today.
Okay.
Based on their case law, they said filming SEX acts are protected by the First Amendment right. How? Why? Why would that be the case? Why would that be the case? Because that is expression, and you have freedom of expression that is protected under First Amendment right. It's not just freedom of speaking and freedom of speech.
People don't realize, man, the argument you're making is clear, and you're right. This don't have nothing to do with what he's been found guilty of. Across state lines and paying is where you did wrong by the law.
Filming a S act is freedom of expression. So what they're saying is, if you're going to charge this man for transporting for the sake of prostitution, then that means, or for the intent, that means that you're also saying he didn't film it and he didn't participate in it, which is what she's going to get into. She goes, there was also no financial motive, and there was no bilateral exchange of money for S. Okay, there was also no financial motive, and there was no bilateral exchange of money for S. And those two need to be present based on the case law. Those two need to be present for the Mann Act. Now, financial motive would be that Puff has some financial gain from this. Okay, the only one that the judge had brought up is one in which there wasn't a financial motive, but the guy didn't end up getting paid for it. Like he got paid for booking the flight, but it wasn't in court. There wasn't actual financial motive. It just that he ended up getting paid for it. Then it says judge says willfully causing theory because Cassie and Jane paid escorts. So this is when the judge stopped Alexandra Shapiro. He stopped her a number of times, and you're going to hear other commentators that were there saying, oh, that judge interrupted her. He did it to both of them, number one. He did it to both of them. But this is why this is an advantage for him to stop her and mention this, okay? The judge said, how is this not a willfully causing theory, even though there was no motive and he wasn't having financial gain, and even though there was no bilateral exchange of money for S between Puff and the prostitutes, how is he not thereby causing prostitution because it's his money and he's booking the flight? So even though he's not partaking in it, that Cassie and Jane are partaking in it and they're the ones paying, even though he's not, he's kind of facilitating it. So the judge is asking, that helps the defense, because now it opens the door for the defense. Oh, you want me to go and show you why that is not the case, right? So he didn't shut her argument down the way you'll hear fools talk. He literally gave her an opportunity to tell me why this is not still willfully causing the act, okay? Basically secondary instead of primary. It's secondary, right? So she says no, because he never touched any of the escorts. They all said it. He never touched the escorts. And then she goes, and then she calls this whole thing commercial voyeurism. She said, he never touched the escorts. He was watching. The women never said they were in prostitution. And this is basically commercial voyeurism. It's like, I'm paying to watch. I'm not paying to partake. I'm paying to watch. And then she says, And mens rea, remember, that's your intent. You're willing, with knowledge, and you're willingly breaking the law, willfully breaking the law. Okay, you're willfully breaking the law, and you have knowledge. You know this is wrong. She said mens rea shows he was not under the impression that he was engaging in prostitution, because I wouldn't be either. How am I engaging in prostitution if I'm not even engaging in the act itself? It goes back to what she said was this case law was Smooth versus State, says commercial voyeurism could have been going on in a private residence, and that is not prostitution. So in that particular case, they talked about that. That this person didn't get actually charged for prostitution or commercial prostitution ring, because they didn't know who was actually partaking in it and who was just watching. So the people who were just watching, how are they going to get charged? If that's the case, then you could make the point that Jane, when she went to that hotel room, when she went to Vegas for the couple's party, and people say that couple was Kanye and his now wife Bianca, and that everybody was standing around watching an S act, right? Remember that? So that would be commercial voyeurism. So does everybody in that room get charged? So what they're saying is there was no prostitution going on. So these are 2 points that they've made so far. Pay attention. 2 points that they've made so far, okay? One is that his First Amendment right gives him the right to film. Remember, these were filmed. First, it gave him the right to film it. Therefore, you're violating his right to be an amateur director, let's say. And then the next thing that they said was also, this wasn't even prostitution. This is just voyeurism. He's just watching. All
right. Make your point, bruh. Make your point. I'm trying to see.
So that's why I said that's BS. And again, filming this is protected under the First Amendment right. The rug use was also personal rug use that was happening with or without the freak-offs. So that's not present either in this case. So that was all BS. I call cap on that. All right. And then I said, and then if that's the problem, and you're so, as the government claims that this S for hire was for hire and not for, this was S for hire and not performance for hire. So the judge interrupts your jury already rejected. So I don't even know why she's repeating this stuff. If anybody was repeating stuff that was in the trial, it was actually these guys. It was actually the prosecution, and they're repeating stuff that the jury already rejected. So I don't even know why you're saying it. She said, "Oh, it was."
Hey, I'm sorry, y'all. I tried, but you're going over. I'm trying to figure out why in the world do you think this man should be set free? I don't care about all this court stuff. I don't care. There was proof that you was abusing Cassie. So that means you got to give everybody one more little up on how many times she said this happened. Gene Deal and also Roger Bond said that they witnessed him putting his hands on Kim. Rest in peace to Kim. They also said that a lot of people saying that he abused and put his hands on the cook. All this other stuff goes out. I don't care about this trial, and I don't care about none of this stuff. You're guilty. You came out and did an apology. That alone, right there, you need to do some time. But this ain't what the case is about. I don't care. I don't care what the case is about. Diddy was a bad person, man. Behind closed doors, he was a terrible person. And that's enough to say you need to do some time. You need to take your punishment like a man. That's the only thing I'm saying, man. So, hey, I seen her also. I'm going to pull her video up also. She's cool, man. So hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Let's check her out, man. Let's check her out.
Hey, everyone. It's been a minute, and I am outside of Manhattan Federal Court for the Diddy hearing. Now, we have not seen Diddy since July, when he was convicted on the 2 Mann Act charges related to transportation to engage in prostitution. And there was a hearing today ahead of sentencing, and sentencing is next week, October 3rd. But the defense wanted to argue why he should be acquitted on the 2 charges or get a new trial. And the judge also submitted basically questions for the government to answer, and then allowed for the defense, Alexandra Shapiro, since she's Diddy's appellate lawyer, to argue. So anyway, sorry, he said some, interesting things. So Diddy walked in, and they had submitted something yesterday. It probably was too late for him to wear his street clothes, collared shirt, sweater, whatever, but he wore his tan prison garb, and he was all smiles. He appeared to be in good spirits, but he was really shaggy looking, his hair, his beard. But he was really happy to see his daughters. They were there first, Delilah, Chance, and Jesse, and all of his kids were there actually, except for the baby, and his mom, Janice Combs. So he turned around and talked to them. He smiled at the press, smiled at the public. But I would say the biggest takeaway, or the biggest mic drop moment at the end, was Alexandra Shapiro really nailing it with the, nailing the whole Mann Act thing being racist and outdated. So she actually said, quote, "The history of the Mann Act statute is an embarrassment to the United States, and he should be acquitted just on that alone." She said that many judges and juries don't even uphold the Mann Act. So, and there also was a lot of, going back to some of the questions that the judge asked the government. They said, what is your motive here? What is the government's interest in pursuing a prostitution charge or a Mann Act charge? And Slavic actually said, we want to pursue this. The government wants to pursue this because it would mitigate violence against women, drug use, the transmission of diseases. And the defense was like, well, our client was acquitted on the violence and anything to do with drugs. And additionally, they said, this is what the defense said, she said that prostitution is not something, or the Mann Act, that the DOJ pursues unless it pertains to a criminal enterprise or someone running a criminal enterprise making money and also involving minors. I said that horribly. Sorry. I should just find it in my notebook. But yeah, they said they basically said that. They also argued, again, the voyeurism thing with Diddy, that, he obviously was not profiting off of this. This was more a voyeurism between him and a person that he was in a relationship with, so he had no financial motive. And they also argued a First Amendment right, where he is entitled to film the hotel nights or whatever you want to call it, and that's part of his First Amendment right. And I thought it was kind of funny. Slavic actually said, he is not an amateur porn producer. So I was like, oh, okay. Let me see what else. The government brought up the fact that, they didn't understand why the term prostitution and the definition of that was being brought up by the defense now and not during the ongoing indictment. Because I think something big for the defense is the term prostitution. They said it's just a really vague constitutional term, and they felt like the jury instructions didn't really help their case. And yeah, the government was like, well, why did you bring this up before? Why didn't you bring it up then? Why are you bringing it up now? And they're like, well, we kind of did, and they cited some motions where they did bring it up, but they also said it's kind of like, well, now we've got a conviction, and we're putting all this together based on the instructions, and it doesn't make any sense. So they did bring up the whole financial motive thing and how he didn't make any money off this, so that will come into play possibly during sentencing. But the judge did ask the government to cite cases for sentencing where person A, like Diddy, transported person B to engage in sexual relations with person C. So the government didn't have any of those, cited off the top of their head, but they said they will come prepared with that for sentencing on next Friday. And so also, Judge Subramanian said that he will probably have a decision on the acquittal or the new trial soon. So he'll probably have something posted, I'm guessing, over the weekend or next week or maybe even sooner. I don't really know. I mean, I don't know what he's thinking. I'm going to go ahead and say that he's not going to acquit him on this. However, everything that both the defense and the government argued will be taken into consideration for sentencing. Trying to think if I missed anything crazy. I think that's the gist of it. So, all right. Thanks.
I was looking for, this is something new that Tisha put up right here.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if you are Diddy, today is the day of the acquittal. If you guys don't know, Diddy is back in jail. Well, he ain't never left, but he is back in court. His dream team are ready to do the impossible, and they are saying that they think Diddy's going to get acquitted. Now, there are rumors that Diddy's walking home today, to which I say, does anybody know the American justice system? Diddy ain't doing shit today. What is going to happen is the judge is going to hear both sides. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. There is an argument they have about whether this meets the definition of prostitution. There is a legal argument to be made, and it's not so far-fetched. I know, of course, we know it's prostituting, right? But I mean, things have to be within legal definition, within the scope of the law. That might actually give them a chance for a new trial. We're going to have to see what arguments the government makes and what arguments they make. But what's going to happen today is the fact, and I will be covering it, is the fact that they are going to walk in, the government's going to give their hearing, the prosecution is going to give their brief. There's going to be a little bit of oral arguments, and the judge is going to say, thank you. The judge is going to convene. He is going to take time to look over all the court precedents, all the arguments, all this, right? And then most likely, this is what most legal experts think, he is going to convene and he is going to issue his ruling sometime next week. It looks like Diddy will probably be sentenced either the day after or the day before he will be sentenced either the day after the judge issues his ruling, or the judge might issue his ruling after Diddy's sentencings. Regardless of whether Diddy said let's just say something crazy happens and Judge Aaron was like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna give you acquittal, right? Regardless of even if they can pull that out, because this is not about Diddy's innocence. This would be more about the prosecution making a critical error in their arguments. There's a difference, okay? Even with that happen, that doesn't mean Diddy would go home. It means he would be afforded a new bail hearing, because he is being held in bail, like Judge Aaron said, for very, very serious issues. So this would equal a new, let's just say, against all odds, the judge says, you know what, you're right, you got me. The prosecution messed up. We're going to give you an acquittal. An acquittal means you get a new trial. Why would you want the new trial? Because all this evidence that Diddy admitted to about him being violent, about all this stuff, that can't come into play. That's their best hope. Okay, just to make it seem like I just called and I said, hello, hookers are us. Yes, I like your finest hit by an ugly stick. I like your finest hookers. Send them on over, okay? And that's all you focus on. You can't bring any extrinsics. Even if that happens, and most legal experts say it is a very, very slim chance, and Judge Aaron has shown to be very not hostile to Diddy. I think he's actually been overly fair, but he's not buying what Diddy's team is selling. As much as the Diddy idiots online don't want to believe, domestic violence is, say it with me, class, domestic violence is violence, okay? The whole point of the matter is, even if the acquittal did get granted, Diddy would remain in jail, right? They would have to do a new bail hearing, and Diddy would remain in jail until either bail is granted or until the new trial actually happens. So this whole thing about Diddy's going home, stop with the cap. I swear to God, I feel like Diddy's team is paying off for a lot of people, which they should pay better people, because the people they pick, baby, their numbers, they don't got motion, they don't got views, they look a mess, sound a mess, smell a mess. I don't know. Anyway, y'all, let's get into what TMZ is saying. As you know, TMZ has been very, in my opinion, they say they're unbiased, but I do feel like because Harvey is so close with Mark Garagos that they are spending a lot of this stuff to gently be in favor of Diddy. They said Diddy gets another day in court. He seeks an acquittal and a new trial. Sean Diddy Combs is getting another bite at the apple. His attorneys will be in court today arguing to overturn his conviction on 2 federal counts of the Mann Act. Diddy's legal team is asking Judge Aaron Subramanian to change Diddy's Mann Act conviction to an acquittal or give him a new trial. Federal prosecutors are opposed to both. As you know, the Mann Act prohibits the transportation of individuals across state lines for the purposes of prostitution. Also, when I say acquittal, I'm talking about the new trial. There's no way on earth I don't think an acquittal's going. Again, I don't predict anything. I'm just telling you what the legal experts I'm talking about. My opinion, I was in the trial, and obviously the pre-sentencing report, which is an unbiased agency, 100% believes in my version of events, because they came out with 50 to 73 months. 87 months, which is 5 to 7 years, 3 months. And the prosecution saying they're going up and away. Diddy's attorneys previously claimed he made no money off prostitution and insisted the Mann Act is usually designed for going after people running Smex rings. Again, there's a little truth in that about the Mann Act, but the Mann Act has also been expanded to talk about what happens in Diddy. And the thing is, when you do it, it's exchanging things of value. It doesn't need to be money. If the value is you get a feature on the song, you get like a Church's 2-piece and a biscuit, you get that. You can do, like, if I give you half a Newport and a half drinking bottle of strawberry kiwi, yeah, and you do that in exchange, yeah, it's something of value. Diddy got something of value, which was the sexual gratification. Even if, anyway, let's keep going.
Yeah.
But we have to hear the arguments they're making, because this isn't about innocence anymore. This is about following the letter of the law. They also say Diddy never had Smex with the Smex workers and never directly arranged for their transportation across state lines. Does getting their fluid rubbed across his chest count as not? I mean, I don't know. Let's keep going. And he never directly arranged for their transportation across state lines. His travel agency arranged, his girlfriends arranged, and it was at his behest. And he reimbursed people for that. And I do remember in court a couple times especially when he got Jane Doe out there, and even Cassie, he was arguing. He was telling them what to do. He arranged it. And also he even called the girl from Cowboys and Angels and said, why I gotta pay them? They didn't even finish. And then he said, yo, stop trying to overcharge me. And the girl was like, what are you talking about? We only pay for company, not anything else. So his attorney says Diddy was merely a voyeur and an amateur pornographer who enjoyed recording his blanks having blanks. Is that not Smex? See, here's the thing. They're playing with words. And I know like the Diddy dozens are like so stupid, they don't even realize it. But if you take out Diddy and put child in there, put your girl or your man in there, your mom, your sister, your brother, your uncle, your aunt, and put them in that situation, would that not be sexual abuse? Would that not be sexual trafficking? Would that not be cheating? Would that not be? Or would they be like, no, I only sat there and recorded and then beat girls and then made them rub the juice. All right, man. Nice try, Diddy. Anyway, now listen. Federal prosecutors have countered that Uncle Sam says there is plenty of evidence to support the jury's Mann Act convictions, arguing Diddy was the mastermind of every aspect of his infamous freak-offs. Of course he was. The feds have also attacked the notion Diddy just like the Watts, saying he fully participated by directing the sexual conduct between the escorts and victims and Master Booty throughout the sexual episode. What's more, prosecutors claim Diddy's argument that he was more like a corn producer protected under the First Amendment doesn't hold water because many of the freak-offs were not recorded. And for the ones that were, Diddy often didn't have advance notice he'd be filming, and many of the participants didn't consent to those recordings. Again, right? Listen, we need to put Diddy in jail. We need to put David, based off of what I've seen on social media, in jail. Again, Diddy tried this reasoning before and the judge denied it, okay? I'm waiting for Diddy to come up with something else. He's going to start to act like he's speaking in tongues. Anyway, you guys, listen. The acquittal will be live. I will be covering it. Don't worry. You know your girl is also going to be there on sentencing. I'll see y'all soon. Bye.
Peace out. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I don't understand what is going on. But I got a couple of more videos that I'm going to do. Give her a thumbs up. I got to give her a thumbs up. Got to give my girl a thumbs up. But you best believe, baby, we are on it like a hornet. Live from Diddy's case dismissal hearing. Live recap. 23 minutes. Attorney Semron girl is that girl? Is that legal? Let's see what she talking about. Hey. Okay. Oh, she got a 20 second.
Close your eyes and listen to my voice. So she comes in there. She's got the bust down to the waist. I mean, she looks amazing. Clearly, Diddy's checks have been cashed. And she didn't look bad before. She looked regular. Now she looks like a rich man's mistress. Okay, she looked fantastic. She looked amazing.
Okay.
And then there was also Xavier Donaldson. He's the black attorney. He's like 6'5". He was there. Now, I think he might have been wearing a tie from Burlington Coat Factory because I got to be fair. You know, I got to talk about everybody. He looked, because I'm going to describe the lawyers, and then we're going to go into the facts. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe. I will give you legal commentary, but I'm also going to give you my in their opinions too, because
let's check her out, man. Y'all go check her channel out.
Be in Google a photo, then come back to the chat.
Okay.
Everybody look like the other side, the prosecution's side. Their backs were to us the whole.
Okay. Here we go.
To the twin named Chance, because Sarah Chapman used to be besties with Sarah Chapman used to be besties with Kim Porter. That's why I just don't want to. And so she basically was doing it to her friend's baby daddy.
Dang, young, you hear all this?
The slow one was there with his girlfriend Raven with the big old booty. You saw her booty enter the courtroom.
Everybody talking about what was there. What was sad though? Not what was there or who was there.
Justin was in there. Justin, he was good looking. Justin looked like a Creole boy that went to St. Aug, whose daddy was probably a drug dealer, but no one knew because he paid his tuition on time and later got into Morehouse. Left out of Morehouse, but boy, is he good looking. That's what Justin Combs look like. If you know about New Orleans or St. Aug, just Google it. St. Aug is the only historically black all-boys school left in America. And boy, are their graduates handsome. If you know, you know. We're going to move along now. All right. So now I'm going to start with the hearing and what went down. Okay. So one of the things that was funny is that when the defense team was introducing themselves.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Quincy was there. Sorry. Quincy was there, and Quincy, I made boop. Yeah, so that's Quincy. Quincy's a good-looking boy. Everybody like Quincy. Girls like Quincy. Boys like Quincy. All right, so going to the courthouse, hearing starts.
Okay.
And Diddy's defense team, Alex Shapiro, the one who looks like a downtrodden lesbian, she introduced herself to everyone. Oh, she introduced the team, and it was so cute. She meant to say Teeny Garagos, that is Mark Garagos' daughter, she called her, but she said, next we have Mark Garagos. We kind of snickered in the courtroom, and I actually was in the courtroom today. We kind of snickered because remember on TMZ, Mark Garagos and Harvey, who owns TMZ, had gotten in. Well, Mark Garagos got in trouble because he called the prosecution a six-pack of white ladies, and it was attributed to Diddy's defense team. But Mark was like, I'm not on the defense team. I'm just giving commentary. Honey, sir, now we know. If you know, you know. And you know what? That's good lawyering far as I'm concerned, you distance yourself, but you influence. You distance yourself, but you influence. So anyway, Angela said, Quincy's purse collection is my dream. I'm with you.
Oh, all right. My God. Okay.
So then last but not least, though, to describe Diddy. Oh, boy. And this was right. Actually, Diddy, I do believe, is having a tough time, of course, in prison. Even though he's got his little jailbird homeboys in there writing him letters of reference. We'll cover that later in a different video.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. He looked terrible. He looked like he was on the brink of death. He's not. Praise the Lord. We don't want that for him. We don't want that for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But he, his hair was all gray, salt and pepper and gray. He had no haircut. You know, before he had like this little box top, like kind of a rounded box top fro situation. He didn't even had that, honey. Oh, he didn't even have that. It was just like mush. Now, I don't know if part of it was to just look like, Judge, this is bad. You got to get him out of here. You know, so that next week, in the event that they don't grant the motion to dismiss today, you know, and this has to be retried. I'm sorry, if it's not granted in next week, he has to be sentenced. I think they wanted him to look as downtrodden as possible, and it worked. This was also, you guys, this was huge. This was the first time he appeared in court in his prison uniform, okay? He had on his prison dickies, y'all.
Dang.
Oh, yeah. It was his prison dickies, and they were like doo-doo brown. It was real any color. It was just doo-doo brown dickies.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ever noticed, if you knew somebody who wore dickies and house shoes back in the day when that was a thing in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
No. But I do think what's good about Diddy is he has not had.
God, man. Oh, my God.
And will not have his finances for as long as he needs to stay. All right, now let's go into it. So the gist of it is the judge had already told each side, like, hey, I want to hear more about this argument and that argument, right? So basically with the judge, y'all, you're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe this. So basically the defense was saying, hey, the Mann Act, you need to either set aside this verdict and acquit him, which can be done, or grant him a new trial. Let me explain why they want a new trial. They want a new trial because they know if he gets a new trial, it will only be on the prostitution charges. And they don't feel like this new little, remember, Marie Comey's gone. Y'all hit that like. We've got 477 in the chat. And when you have 100 likes, we need your help, please. That's how it gets suggested to other viewers and would make this back and forth trip I'm doing to cover this trial worthwhile. So basically, if a new trial is granted, it would only be on the hooker charge. If it's only on the hooker charge, they're probably not going to recharge him. He will walk away free.
The hooker charges.
He'll get a pardon because he'll only be charged with hookers. And he's already spent a year in prison for hookers, and a lot of people don't even spend that. So it's really brilliant.
Hookers, y'all. What's up, hooker? I used to call people hooker as a joke. Where you at, hooker?
Brilliant strategy. Is it true his mother has been found not guilty? No, his mother was never charged. Oh, his mama was there too in her wig. Let me tell you, one person that needs to go to jail
is the
that
mama.
Wig maker. Whoever made that wig and let that lady put that thing on her head. Miss Janice's wig. Let me tell you what that. So Miss
Oh my God. Not the wig. Somebody else, somebody need to go to jail. The person who made that wig. Oh my God.
Janice is a beautiful chocolate complexion. Is that wig maker. Whoever made that wig and let that lady put that thing on her head. Miss Janice's wig. Let me tell you what that. So Miss Janice is a beautiful chocolate complexion.
Oh
that wig is platinum. That wig is platinum and it's sitting up here and it was a bust out. That lady, okay, that grandma had it to her bottom. It was a gold wig to her bottom. It looked like something you snatch it off her head and it was still fully deformed in the same shape. Like it wouldn't do nothing different. It wouldn't do nothing different. That wig is evil. Can't nothing come from, no, I'm not on the subway. I'm on the Amtrak. Nothing good can come from a wig that do you like that. And I don't even think it was hair, y'all. I think it was synthetic.
I only think it was hair. Oh my God.
Anyway, she was in there with, just imagine all girls, gold synthetic butts out. I'm going to find the press, a photo from the press, and I'm going to post it. And you're going to see what they have subjected that woman to.
Oh my gracious.
It was just wrong. Continuing on. All right, so basically there were two motions on the floor. One of them was challenging the jury instructions, which the prosecution says, too late. It's too late. If you were going to challenge those, you should have challenged them previously in the case. When you brought it up, it was too late. The judge didn't really seem to buy that argument because the judge seemed to feel that whenever they challenged the jury instructions, it was okay because they challenged it based on evidence presented. In other words, they couldn't have challenged it before the case ended due to the fact that they didn't know what was going to be presented. I like that argument, and I felt like that was fair. I am going to answer the question of whether or not I feel like he's going home soon. I'm going to answer that next. So basically that argument, and then the second argument was basically the defense was trying to say, Your Honor, kick this out, dismiss it, because the Mann Act should only be used where someone is profiting, is making money from this. And y'all, Alexandria, okay, the married white lady, she's married to a man now. He looks like a downtrodden lesbian. We got up there and told the judge, and Your Honor, quote, the Mann Act is an embarrassment to the United States of America, and this case should be dismissed as far as the conviction because it was based on the Mann Act. That it is an embarrassment to the United States. I don't think that's the embarrassment. All the things we got going on in this country, and that's the embarrassment. I mean, yes, it is racist and a bunch of other things. I get it. Oh, we got a question. Oh, thank you for the.
Let's go to the end, man. I'm trying to hang in there, girl. Your audio and your sound is killing me. And I think, where's she on? She's riding somewhere, but her stuff is not. She's buffering.
0 for the government. The government's going to lose. More than that, it's more than losing. I don't believe the government will bring this case back. The case is too expensive. Maureen Comey isn't there. We got a new.
What? They ain't going to bring the case back because it's too expensive. Oh, my God, people. And she's an attorney. My bad. I'm trying to be on your side, though, Miss Attorney.
Assistant U.S. Attorney. They are not going to bring it back just for the hookers. When people who are usually charged with the hookers don't spend a year. He's already spent a year. He would be given credit, I believe, for that time, for the year he's already spent, even with the new trial. So there is no advantage for the government. It would only be bad for the government. So that's why the government is like, heck no.
Oh my God,
I want to give him time served simply due to the fact that he stood up there in court. Not he, his lawyer stood up there in court, said, hey, Your Honor, it's just a little domestic violence. Now, he was not convicted. He was found not guilty, specifically of the trafficking and of this, that, and the third. But the problem is this.
I can't take no more of this.
Credit for 1 year. Whether he gets 6 more months or whether he gets
1 more minute.
1 more year, I'm not sure. I'm thinking around the 3-ish year mark, 2 to 3 years, is I'm thinking, well, actually 3-ish year mark is what I'm thinking. The government wants closer to 5. He ain't getting no 5. I don't see him getting the max.
Oh my God.
I don't see him getting the max. Why can't he get the sweetheart deal that Epstein got? He's not besties without Presidente, maybe? I don't know. You tell me. You guys tell me in the chat. All right, guys. So this is it. I'm going to go bestie. Drop your questions.
Oh, my goodness, man. I thought we was going to get some information. She's an attorney? Man, we're not getting anything, man. We're not going to get any more information until tomorrow, it looks like, man. So I'm going to click one more time and look. And we ain't getting no, Judge denies Diddy's request and demand explanation of casual clothing. Okay, we already know that. Oh my gracious. Man, y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, man. I'm gonna get on up out of here. Diddy demands freedom after 14 months in jail. Shocking legal twist. We ain't got nothing, cuz. We ain't got nothing. Here goes somebody else's live. Sean Diddy Combs finally desperately plead for release before sentencing. It ain't gonna happen, man. It ain't. So far, nobody said it happened. Somebody put some clickbait up there. Dang, Trip, I can't believe you did that, man. You are officially banned from the channel. I don't think he would have done that, man. We got to look and see what's going on. Anyway, I'm going to get on up out of here, man. Hey, y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell him Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.